Welcome. I'm Ashit Kanti Sarkar, Assistant Professor, Baneshwar Sharathibala Mahabidyalay, Kochbihar, West Bengal. In today's class, I'm going to discuss on Karukku, a Dalit woman's autobiography. It is an autobiography of Bama Faustina Sasuraj. It was originally written in Tamil and was translated into English in 2000 by Lakshmi Holmstrom. It was published from Oxford India publication. Now, before going to the text, a brief discussion on Dalit literature. Dalit literature is writings by the Dalits. Dalits, as we know, are the victims of caste oppression. Dalits mainly comprise the fourth order of the fourfold caste order and the outcasts. Now, Dalit literature can be considered to be a part of the Dalit movement that was led by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, and Dalit literature mainly began in the early 1960s from Maharashtra. Now, talking about the Dalit literary aesthetics, Dalit literature mainly aimed to be realistic representation of life rather than artistic representation of imagination. The aim of Dalit literature is to reflect Dalit tribulations, Dalit anxiety, poverty, marginalization, etc. Now, talking about the text Karukku, this text is a seminal work and it enriches Dalit literature. This text uh, is different from other Dalit texts because in this text we find the narrative is not linear. Rather, the writer has organized the chapters of the narrative according to the importance of the events on her life. Now, this autobiography is not only the autobiography of the writer, that is Bama, rather, it is an autobiography of the whole community. So, it can be called a testimonial. In fact, most of the Dalit autobiographies are testimonial because Dalits think that their autobiographies are representations of their community as a whole. Now, these autobiography, Karukku, expresses the trauma that the writer suffered in her life. The trauma uh, is a part of Dalit literature, and in this uh, text, we find from her childhood to her adulthood, she has been suffering from the trauma. In fact, there is certain passage where the authoress remembers her childhood experience when she was punished in her school for climbing a coconut tree in the name of her caste, and she was not afraid. She expresses that she was not afraid of corporal punishment, rather she was afraid uh, of the shame that was given to her in the name of her lower caste identity. Now, the third point is this text is a critique of institutionalized religion. We know Dalit texts criticize religion, mainly Hindu religion, But in this text, we find this is a critique of the Hindu religion that has stigmatized the identity because of those scriptures that has sanctioned or given Dalit a lower status. So this text, Karukku, not only criticizes Hindu religion, it also criticizes Christianity in India. The authoress says that in India, even after conversion, it is very difficult to forget one's caste identity. Even after conversion, the identity of belonging to lower caste persists. So, in this way, this autobiography is a critique of Hindu as well as Christianity, Hinduism as well as Christianity. The next point is educational empowerment and assertion of the Dalits. This autobiography reflects on the educational empowerment of the authoress herself. Uh, Bama reflects on her childhood experience, how she had to face immense difficulties in getting education, how she was sometimes placed outside the classroom, how she was given, how she was made shameful in the classroom in the name of her lower caste. Even after getting after completion of education, even after getting job of a teacher in a convent school, when she became a nun, she was cornered, marginalized in the educational field. um, uh, with all these, Bama says that educational empowerment is necessary for the upliftment of the Dalits, because only education can earn them a respectful and powerful position in the society. The next point is this text focuses on alternative identity formation and as well as alternative discourse is created by this text. We know Dalits suffer from a stigmatized identity that has been sanctioned, given by the Hindu caste order. They are placed in the fourth category and sometimes outside the caste order. And in this text, the writer tries to dismantle those categorization and tries to create an alternative discourse, tries to highlight on their culture, on their experiences, family gatherings, festivals, their pros and cons, etc. With all these, this text forms an alternative identity as well as alternative discourse, which is the aim of Dalit literature. Now, another significant point about this text is the Omen question. Since this autobiography is the autobiography of a Omen, it also focuses on the Omen question, how Dalit Omens are doubly marginalized. Primarily, they are victims of oppression because of their caste identity, and secondly, they are victims of their gender identity. This text aptly, like her another text, Bama's another text, Sangati, this text, this autobiography aptly represents the predicament women suffer in a Dalit society. In this regard, I would like to quote certain portion of the text, page number 74. Quote, "There was no need for me to go to school, go to college, or to study any further. They said it would be difficult for me to find a husband in my community if I went in for further education." Unquote. So this very line, um, uh, this can be applicable for the higher caste also. This very line reflects the condition the Dalit women live in. So, on the whole, we see that this text is an apt reflection of the Dalit community, as well as the position of women in the Dalit community. And with her autobiography, Bama emerges as a true representative of educated Dalit women of India. So, with this, I would like to conclude my class. Thank you all.